I think we're on. All right. Well, welcome to our monthly Google Jam session. We're really glad you're here. And I am so excited to introduce you to my friend Lindsay Hahl. She is a dynamo. You're going to love hearing from her. She is waiting this month. Her team is rocking it through August, and she's going to be a national marketing director this month, which, Lindsay, you've done that in 18 months, right?
Oh, I haven't even counted. April is when I started my business, last April.
Oh, gosh, yeah. So amazing. So anyway, she's a personal fitness trainer. She lives here in Colorado. I also live in Colorado, in Littleton. And so if you don't know me, I'm Reagan Dean. I always forget to introduce myself. And so I'm just really excited, Lindsay. I'm going to put you up here so everybody can see you and tell us a little bit about you.
A little bit about me. Well, I'm a new mom. That's my new identity. So I have an 11-month-old that's going to be 1 next week. So I can't even say 11 months anymore. So she'll be 1 year old really soon. And, you know, I just love Juice Plus because without it, I don't think I would have her in my life. So obviously I've become very passionate about it and can't shut up about it. So it's why I'm on this call with you guys to talk to more people about it.
Well, I know, and I got to meet your beautiful daughter. She is so cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, it just looks like the picture of health. So I know the story, but I know everybody listening doesn't know the story, that you had an issue getting pregnant, right? And that's how you kind of got started on Juice Plus?
You know, the funny thing is when I first was approached by Juice Plus, I was the know-it-all personal trainer that ate perfect, that didn't need Juice Plus in her life because I was already so healthy. And, you know, of course I had all of these other underlying issues going on, but it couldn't possibly be because of my health, because I teach health every single day to everybody I run into. So it couldn't possibly be because of me, you know? So the funny thing is my husband's a firefighter, and I don't know if you guys have ever gone into the grocery store and seen those firefighters shop without their wives. But normally there's frozen pizzas and, you know, stuff to make Mexican food and macaroni and cheese in their cart. And so we got on Juice Plus because he doesn't eat fruits and vegetables at all.
Oh,
and
so you got it for him, not for you.
Exactly, because I was so perfect. Yeah. I didn't need it. So we got on it, and 1 month later, we actually got pregnant, which was just crazy because leading into taking Juice Plus, I had suffered 3 previous miscarriages and 1 full year where I couldn't get pregnant at all. So 1 month into taking Juice Plus, I got pregnant, and I didn't think anything of it, of course. But what my light bulb moment is when I went to my doctor, and we were being so cautious of everything. And I asked my doctor, I said, you know, I'm taking this Juice Plus stuff, you know, I said stuff, and can I continue to take that throughout pregnancy? And they go, can you normally eat fruits and vegetables while you're pregnant? And I was like, oh my gosh, like, duh, right? And then I started talking to my upline, Tony Olson, and she goes, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. We hear stories like that all the time. And so it just kind of renewed my faith in it, and haven't stopped taking it since.
Well, it's kind of neat to think that Tegan's been on Juice Plus since day 1.
Her entire existence, absolutely.
Oh gosh, she's good. That's why she looks so good, and she does. She looks healthier than a lot of babies. She's just like a little bit of pink. She has
the rolls to prove it. Fruit and vegetable rolls.
Yes, Juice Plus babies tend to be nice, good size, healthy babies, which is great. Oh, yeah. Awesome. So who shared Juice Plus with you?
One of the personal trainers that I work with, her name's Deborah Flom. And I actually, at the time, had just recently stepped down from a management position at the gym where I was just completely miserable and, you know, trading tons of hours for not very many dollars. And I just decided that's not where I wanted my life to be. And so she says, you know, now that you're not my boss anymore, can I bring you to a Juice Plus luncheon? And actually, I think you were talking about Tower Garden. So you were my first event. Is that crazy?
That's kind of funny, yeah. I didn't even know that. So did you tell her yes after you found out what it was so that you could get your husband on it? Is that what happened, or?
We didn't even make it through the luncheon, and I was asking how to sign up. Yep.
Funny.
Yep.
So then did you sign up to share it right away? And
I did. Yep.
why did you decide to do that?
Because it just made so much sense. That, I do work with a lot of people that are struggling with health needs. I couldn't possibly benefit from this, but I knew a lot of people that could. So of course I was going to share it. But I am also an advocate. I don't ever recommend anything to my clients that I don't personally take. So it was for me. Also, I just didn't think I would see such renowned results. I actually also got rid of my acne that I had struggled with my entire life too. So I didn't think I would see such renowned results because I was already so healthy. But I did think that my clients, everybody I knew, could benefit from this.
Yeah, I've seen your picture, and it's quite dramatic, the difference in your skin.
Yeah.
So, and plus then getting pregnant and having beautiful skin through that's awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be way worse.
Sometimes that goes the other way for people that are pregnant, for sure. So,
right.
So then I heard a little story from Jeff and Tony that they said that when you decided to share it with your clients, that where you worked, they said absolutely cannot share it. And you said,
yeah, it was an interesting thing. I started off my business keeping it outside of the gym because as I had mentioned, I was kind of in that miserable management position, and I was kind of toying with the idea of, should I stay at the gym? Should I not? Should I branch off and do my own thing? It was just kind of an awkward situation after I stepped down from being one of the bosses to like equals with everybody else again, and just kind of a weird dynamic. So I was kind of toying with the idea of leaving or not. And I stuck it out, to do what's right. I've been at that gym 11 years and I do absolutely love it. But in the midst of that, that's when I was starting my Juice Plus business up and kind of introducing it to my clients, and the buzz started going around that I was doing really well with the business. And, my clients couldn't shut up about Juice Plus either because of the results we were seeing with it. So it got up to management that I was selling Juice Plus, and I hadn't ever told them that I was. It's not in my contract that I can't. But I didn't want to rock the boat any more than I already had by quitting the management position. So one of the things they said is, anybody who does any network marketing will be fired on the spot. So you might want to be careful of what you're selling or whatever. And I said, well, that's totally fine. I said, I do sell Juice Plus. And I said, that's fine. You can fire me on the spot for it, but it's not something that I'm willing to give up. It's one of the best things I've ever recommended to my clients and one of the best things I've ever taken myself. So you can fire me, but I'm certainly not going to stop recommending it. But I said on a more positive note, you guys are probably not wanting me to sell it because I'm making money off of it and you're not. And so I would love to show you guys how to make a lot more money than you're making from the current supplements you recommend right now that are sold at the front desk. So let me know if I'm fired or you want to discuss Juice Plus with me, and we'll go from there.
And they said?
And well, they set up a meeting for Monday. So they didn't tell me whether I was fired or they didn't tell me if I was fired or if I needed to sit down and chat with them about it. And it's a good thing I was prepared to talk about it when I went into the meeting, because the owner of the facility said, for $50, that's my only investment in this. And I said, yeah, for $50, you can give it a shot. And I said, what are you currently making with your supplements that you sell? And it was nowhere near the potential of Juice Plus. And so I gave him kind of what people are making with Juice Plus, and it just blew him out of the water. For a $50 investment, he decided to go for it. And now he's profiting thousands of dollars a month, and he's not even doing anything with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And he's got credibility behind him in the gym with all the research, which is really nice.
He does, absolutely. Loves that.
So are there other trainers now that are also sharing that with their clients?
Yep, absolutely. I think there were 3 of us before this week, and 1 more hopped on board just this week. So
how fun. That's great. It's neat that we can, expand and share with more people just by being confident. And that's kind of what I heard you being, was that, it's more important for me to share something good than worry about, a bunch of politics, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So good job. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So I can see with that confidence why you're going really fast to national marketing director. I mean, not many people do that. And when we were chatting earlier today on the phone, I was saying that it wasn't very many years ago that, we had a hard time getting people that were in their 20s really interested in sharing good health and products with people. And now sometimes we hear people say, oh, I wish, I can't do it because I'm young, which I think, okay, now which is it, right?
Yeah.
So here you are, young, beautiful, new mom, personal fitness trainer, working a lot of hours. That's what I heard you say, right?
I was, yeah.
So you started sharing Juice Plus, and how did you fit that in the nooks and crannies of being, I know personal fitness trainers are booked back to back to back to back.
Right. Well, actually, my schedule is more of a split shift, which is good and bad. But I mean, I wake up at the break of dawn. Like we normally have workout groups starting as early as 5:30 in the morning, and I usually am booked until noon. And then there's a big lull. So from noon until about 4 o'clock, nobody wants to work out. Like no one wants to work out during lunchtime or anything else like that. So then I go back to work from 4 until sometimes 8 o'clock at night. And kind of the plan once we had the baby was I get free daycare at the gym, which is totally a perk, right? So our plan before Juice Plus was for us to continue with personal training. We make great money. I can't complain. I do trade dollars for hours or hours for dollars, but I get a pretty decent wage with Juice Plus with training. And I do love what I do. I love changing people's lives. But one of the things that Juice Plus is able to incorporate in with that is not trading so many hours for those dollars. So I'm doing what I'm normally doing and helping people get healthy, but I've broadened my capacity of being able to do that. I'm only one person. I can only meet with so many clients in a day, and there's only so many hours to do that. And now that I have a precious baby at home, I want to spend more hours with her.
Right.
So Juice Plus has allowed me to cut my days back to 3 days a week with training. And she has not spent one single day in the daycare, even though it's free. We haven't had to put her in that free daycare, not one day of her life. Which I really pride myself on because I'm able to do Juice Plus from home during those afternoons that I'm off and during those days I'm not going into work. She goes down for a nap and I get on the phone and I make some phone calls and help get people healthy just like I was before. But instead I can get somebody healthy in New York or get somebody healthy in California, whereas before there's no way that was happening. So,
well, and I think it's such for you in the profession of fitness. I think a lot of people try to get physically fit, but they don't get nutritionally fit.
Yeah. And I would be the poster child for that, right?
Well, yeah, and I would say that most fitness trainers probably don't eat as healthy as they should, and they're probably working more hours and weird hours too, like you were doing, right? So, right. So I think that's such a perfect marriage. So you said you weren't sharing with your clients at the gym at first, so who were you sharing with?
No, I actually started my whole business off with my friends and family because I thought of those people that I loved the most and wanted to get them healthy fast, So my mom was one of my first distributors, one of my first customers, and she actually was doing it to help me out, help my business out. And, this just shows you how far I've come in such a short period of time. But I actually paid the $50 for my mom to join so that I could get that $250 bonus for my VF. Yep. So I paid for my mom to be my first distributor. And at the time she was helping me out. But since her cholesterol has dropped 76 points and she's gotten my dad on board, his cholesterol dropped 80 points. And, potentially I get to have my mom and dad longer around to see my children grow up,
Fantastic. That is awesome. So you shared with your friends and your family, and then you were able then, after you got the gym on board, to start sharing with your clients at the gym. Mm-hmm. And you probably still share just a little bit at the gym, right? You still are sharing outside of that too? Or?
Oh, I share no matter where I go. That is one of the things that I've definitely tried to teach my team and everything, that it's not just, I'm going to make a phone call and talk to one person today. It's that, I went and got my nails done this morning. I really did. See, they look nice. And was talking to the nail technician about it. And then I ran to the grocery store because I needed a few groceries and I got the information from the checker. And, then I went to the bank and I asked the lady at the bank how she's doing on Juice Plus because she's one of my customers. And then, so you can incorporate this in everyday life. You don't have to be a personal trainer to know a lot of people or to run into a lot of people on a daily basis. We all run into a lot of people on a daily basis and we can take advantage of that.
That's right. You know, Lindsay, when I built my business, that's exactly how I built my business too. And my goal was just to go out and talk to people every single day. And the other day when we were chatting on the phone, I asked you if you had used social media to grow your business, and you had said, no, I really didn't. And I thought, well, that's interesting, because usually, you know, the 20s are all into doing everything on social media. So tell me a little bit more about, I know you said you're getting better at it, but
Yeah.
tell us more about kind of what you did. Did you do events? Did you just go out and talk to people? What did you say?
Well, it's funny because when we were talking the other day, you said when you bring on a new rep, you just instruct them to have a happy hour. And, you know, as I look back on it, that's exactly what I was instructed to do. And I literally invited people very hesitantly. I was just like, you know, they're making me have this Juice Plus stuff here, but I will have wine, so come and drink it, you know? And it's just so funny because I guess in my head, I was thinking that people probably wouldn't be interested in it. And it was just all in my head because I passed out flyers to everybody and I invited so hesitantly that, you know, I was probably expecting 5 to 10 people maybe. 30 people showed up at my happy hour, and I think we ended up placing 29 orders. Yeah. And I didn't talk, not at all. I just said, yeah, I really like Juice Plus. I knew nothing about it, nothing. My uplines, Jeff and Tony, really helped and did all the talking. And there was one person who didn't order at all that night. And I swore, you know, we play head games with ourselves and we should just stop, because I swore I would never mention another word to this about, you know, to this person ever again. And she actually called me 2 weeks later and she said, did you guys say that if I had a couple friends to join and do this challenge with me, that I would get my products for free? And I was like, yeah, we did say that. And she goes, actually, I found 4 people. And so I want to sign up to be a distributor. So she was my second distributor that I didn't have to pay for this time. Oh my God. And she is one of the strongest legs on my team now.
Yeah, don't judge, right?
Never.
You really can't. You can't pick who's going to do what. You just don't know what people. I mean, if they don't say anything. Deanna Christofferson said something that if you're, you know, going to make up a story, make up a good one instead of a bad one.
Right. That's true. Yep.
Because it's always easy to think the worst, but you don't need to. So,
right.
So I know you guys your whole team is going really, really fast, obviously, and so. What are you guys sharing? What's your platform? And
yeah, so we have kind of decided that it's easier to get people interested in a program rather than a product. So we really initially took off with the Transform 30 and have kind of moved into the Transform 120 for quite a few reasons. So you said your team's pretty familiar with the Transform 30 currently?
Yeah, we kind of started out with Transform 30, and that's kind of what most of us share, not everybody, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, I mean, everybody I'm talking to and everybody, I mean, if you look at TV commercials and everything else, everybody's wanting something that they're going to see results with very quickly. And so with optimal product, they're going to see optimal results. So one of the things that we've been recommending is the Transform 120. And that means that they're going to do the Transform 30 for 4 months in a row. And we're really obligating to them that right off the bat. And a lot of times, like, we were really hesitant to try it because it seemed like we were asking our customers to buy into a lot. But, you know, if you think about it, with the Transform 30, we were getting 4 months worth of fruits, vegetables, and berries, and only 1 month of protein.
That's right.
And so what that
really good customer care, which most new people don't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what was happening in the translation of that, it was very confusing with the pricing. Still a great program, but nobody's going to come work out with me for 30 days and then be done and accomplished all of their goals. Same thing happens nutritionally, right? So someone's not just going to try something for 30 days and be like, cool, that's all I needed, you know? So one of the things that we were finding is that instead of calling and doing good customer care, we were instead calling and asking for another order of protein. Like, great, we're glad that you saw great results, but can I get some more money for some more protein? You know, and that just didn't quite feel right to us. So already having that order of protein in our clients' hands. So what the Transform 120 is 4 months worth of fruits, vegetables, and berries, to match 4 months worth of protein. So essentially what we're doing is putting in 4 different orders of protein to match it. So it creates a perfect program. So now we're calling up and doing customer care and asking how they're doing and taking care of their detoxification symptoms. And really, we're not asking them for any more money. And the cool part about it is we've seen a lot less returns. We've seen a lot less confusion because it ends up roughly being $180 for 4 months. That's really easy, right?
Yeah, because I know a lot of people get really confused with the Transform 30 in order form and the complete, and the way that the complete is packaged a little bit different, being 60 servings versus a 4-month supply.
Right.
So if you're doing 2 shakes a day, you're going to go through an entire box. So you need 4 boxes to get through 4 months. So that's where that's coming from.
Yep.
And then you're putting it on a monthly, which then it ends up being the same every month.
Exactly. So we're not asking them for any more money at all. And we do totally tell them right off the bat, like, of course, we have a 100% money back guarantee. So if after 30 days you absolutely hate it, like, you'll be the first person that ever has hated it, because we haven't had a whole lot of people say after 30 days, when they have more energy and their blood pressure is down and their cholesterol is down and their weight is down, they don't want us to come near their Juice Plus product. So,
That's right.
But I always say, you know, if by chance you're that person, we'll happily take care of it for you. But nobody's taken us up on it, particularly on the T120. Nobody has, because there's no confusion.
Exactly. And you said you've had no cancellations at all on T120.
None.
30 you did.
Yeah, the Transform 30, we did have quite a bit, because people did get at the end of their 30 days and they thought it was just that, 30 days. You know, so they have all this leftover fruits, vegetables, and berries, and they're like, well, I'm done with my 30 days. Now what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I haven't had not one return T120.
How is it going with people when they come to month 5? Or a lot of people probably still have a little bit of shake, I would guess.
Right. People aren't even getting to the 4th month, and they're already wanting and begging us for more orders of protein.
Really awesome. They've gotten in.
Because we normally, when we place an order, we're getting them at least 1 month worth of single serves. And we never, one of the things my team is really good at is we don't ever recommend this program without recommending the business. So we always say, like, yes, it's $180 a month, but free is better. Somebody offered it to me to get it for free, so I've never paid a dime for Juice Plus. So I don't know if that interests you at all, but if it does, what I did is I got my mom and my best friend to do it with me, and my products have been free ever since. So if you have a mom or a best friend that wants to do it with you, you might want to get some of the sample packs so you can give them a taste of it, and they might hop on board with you. It might end up paying for your whole product. Great. And then it really resonates with them, and then those people are hopping on the team too. So
fantastic. So when you have people, are you guys doing a lot of Transform 30 or Transform 120 live events and more happy hours, or as a team?
Yeah, we do quite a few. We've recently got back into that. You know, you had said initially that, initially I didn't start off my business with Facebook, but it's one of the things I've really been working hard to perfect, because it is one of the things that when I'm home with my daughter, I can do. So believe it or not, our team has gotten really good at putting out intriguing posts on Facebook, not saying Juice Plus at all on them, but just saying, wow, like, we really switched up our nutrition this month and we see and feel a huge difference. And then people are like, whoa, what do you mean? What did you do? Like, what? And we're like, oh, we'll call you. We'll give you some information. So we're actually now getting more leads and more activity on Facebook that we haven't. We're having more success on Facebook than we are with live events right now.
That's awesome. And your entire team is doing T120.
Yep.
That's just fantastic. It's so much easier when everybody's on board.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had another question for you. Although I've kind of diverted from a lot of the questions just because that's such great information. And I love your verbiage and what you guys are doing. And if you could give somebody like one tip, they're just getting started, or maybe they're stuck and they want to go fast like you, what would be one tip that you would give them?
Well, one of the things, I think the reason why we're going so fast is, one of the things I've really taught my team is, if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Right.
Okay. And this was actually true with Lauren last weekend. I think I had told you this. I just met her a couple weeks ago, and she said she was coming to Denver. And I was like, hey, like, I know you have no idea who I am, but I went up and introduced myself, and I said, you know, you're kind of a big deal, so I would love it if you would come do an event for my team. Like, would you be willing to do something like that? And she absolutely said yes right away, right? So you might be at the grocery store with the grocery store clerk and ask them about Juice Plus, and they might say yes right away. But if they said no, what was the detriment? You actually got to practice. They said no, you're better for practicing. But stepping out of our comfort zone and really digging deep and making it a priority that this is our business, and no matter what we're doing, or it's a part of us, you know, so to talk about it wherever you go, because the more you talk about it, the more smooth your verbiage will become and the more confident you become. And if you get a no, big deal. You're not any further behind than if you wouldn't have asked in the first place. So I think a lot of people who are stuck really have a hard time stepping out of their comfort zone. And, you know, actually the funny part is when they do, they have this big smile on their face and they get like this little kick of adrenaline, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I actually just went up and introduced myself to that family in the gas station. Like, you know, so that's one of the nuggets of gold my team has discovered. Just everywhere and anywhere, step out of your comfort zone. You shouldn't be comfortable. If you're comfortable where your business is at and you're wanting it to move, get uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you're not going to go very far if you don't, is what you said.
Right.
I agree with that. So when you're out, I know everybody's going, what does she say? What does she say when she goes out and just talks to people? What do you say?
You know, one of the things I really do is I ask a lot of questions, a ton of questions. And, you know, I always hear back, oh, well, they were on a different product, so they wouldn't possibly be interested in Juice Plus, or they're already a Beachbody coach, or they sell Advocare or Isogenics or whatever it is. Well, one of the things I do is I ask another question. I say, you know, I don't know a whole lot about what you sell, but do you have any of your protein, or you have any of your products? Because I would just love for you to read the ingredient label to me. Because I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm always open to learn. Like, maybe Juice Plus isn't the best stuff out there, even though I know it is. But they don't know that, right? So they try to read that ingredient label to me, and the funny thing is they can't. The other funny thing is they have never looked at it before. And then the last thing I do is pull out, I always carry one of the single serve proteins with me. And I say, well, yeah, let's compare it, you know. Or I'll try and read it back to them over the phone. I'm like, oh, well, our protein has chickpea powder, tofu, you know, alfalfa sprout. And I read it all back to them, and they're like, whoa. So and I'm like, thank you so much for helping me learn. And they're like, whoa, but wait, I want an order of that, you know, and they might be a coach for a different company. So that's been kind of fun.
I know you just signed up a Beachbody coach on your team today.
Last night, I did. Yeah.
Fantastic.
She's a convert.
It's hard to convert.
Lots of questions. You know, you're not going to get to know anybody or what they need without questions. So it's not some magical thing I'm saying. It's actually me taking the time to get to know my prospect.
Yeah. And
how do I know if they're interested in the children's health study if I don't know they have kids?
That's right. So let's say you're at the gas station, and because I see somebody's asked, how do you approach someone like the gas station person or the grocery store? You know,
what do I say to them?
What do you say to them?
I always find a way to weave it into conversation, 100% of the time, no matter what. So the grocery store would be, there was this gal who was checking me out, and she was actually complimenting me. She's like, did you find everything okay? And I said, yeah, but oh my gosh, I bought way too much, because we always do at the grocery store, right? And she was like, oh, well, you didn't do too bad. Your everything you got is healthy. You got a ton of fruits and vegetables and everything else. So I saw that she took notice of that. And I said, well, you must be pretty healthy because you took note of that. And I said, one of my rules is always, like, I never go to the store hungry, because I will always come up with junk food or whatever. I said, I'm a personal trainer, so I can't buy that because I'll eat it. I have to have my own, words of advice. But what I said is, I said, wow. She goes, oh, you're a personal trainer? Do you just love that? And I said, I do love it, but I'm actually really loving my nutritional business. And I said, we're always looking for young, enthusiastic people who are conscious of nutrition. I said, would you mind if I sent you some more information on it? And she goes, oh, absolutely. So one of my other tricks is we always have one of these with us.
Always.
Right? Always. So I turn on my Facebook app and I said, go ahead and find yourself. And I hand my phone to her. So, as I'm signing my credit card thing, she actually entered herself into my phone. And then I was able to follow up and teach her show her some stuff. I sent her the Gen Y video, and she's actually on the team.
Fantastic. Great job.
So just find a way to weave it into conversation, no matter what,
All right, everybody's asking about money over here in our chat side, and so how do you break down the money that you get back by getting 2 friends? And if you have your own order and 2 others, it's going to offset your cost, especially on T120, because you've got, just for bonuses, you're at 451 points if you're doing 4 orders of complete plus a trio capsule. So you're very quickly going to be hitting the requirements to hit all of your bonuses. And when they have their friends come on, they're going to get bonuses from when their friends fast track. So you're seeing a lot of people hitting all of the HLP or thank you bonuses and the 2,000 plus bonuses, yes? Yeah,
so on the T120, when we're doing that, you find 2 friends and you're going to make $409 back.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay $180 right now for my product, and I'm going to make $409 back.
That's right.
Why would I not find 2 friends?
Well, I'm sure you've got more friends too than 2.
Yeah. I've made a lot of friends actually by doing this. It's totally expanded my network.
I know, it just makes sense. Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for being, just so willing to share with everybody. I know we opened this up to the world, but especially from our team to you, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just thank you for, I love, somebody on the side said, I love the Moxie. And I have to tell you, I love your Moxie too. And I think that is contagious, and your confidence and just your whole light that you shine out just to go out and truly help people. So I'm really proud of you. I'm so excited to be in Nashville, and thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening. And this will be on YouTube, so we'll make sure we get the broadcast out for everybody. Mwah.